when we first started, we had the name Mafia Style because, and we had to debate that because it was a gang called Mafia Style with Mafia. You get it? And I knew the main guy from Mafia, Dale Dog, from when I was in jail.
Right.
He took me under his wing because I was from Chicago.
How did you connect with South Central Cartel? What was that?
Ooh, wow. What happened was, after that little street thing I was telling you about, shaking up, I ended up going to jail.
Okay.
You know, eventually you're going to pay the piper.
Right.
So when I got out of jail, I went to move with my grandmother, but I was in a halfway house. And going home on the weekend, I had to get a job or look for a job. So I wound up getting a job at the Broadway in LA. And so I used to come out, I had to wear a little suit with the tie. I used to come out early, man, I gotta go in here and play the role, right? And this real nice lady used to be sitting out on the porch, you know, drinking coffee and smoking a cigarette. And I was coming, hey, how you doing, you know? And so it became a routine. And so we wound up, striking up a friendship, right? And she wound up, that was Prodigy's mother.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so one day, I was talking to her coming out, I was, getting dressed, she was outside, I just come out to speak, because they lived above us. And her Prodigy sister came out, and was like, Mama, why you always talking to that boy? I said, baby, this ain't no boy, this all man. You know what I mean? And so she, so we, little thing going on right there, right? So I wound up, eventually, me and her wound up being together for like 16 years.
Oh, wow.
And so that's how I became so close to Prodigy.
Okay.
Cali,
Okay,
because
see.
I was with their sister.
Y'all share a child? Y'all have a...
Well, we have she had a son at the time.
Okay.
I raised him
Right.
1 year old.
Got you.
And at the time, then eventually I had a daughter somewhere, and she accepted my daughter.
Okay. So y'all family, y'all really joined
like,
in? Okay.
Right now, to this day, my daughter called her mama. And
Got you.
I raised her son, Mama Rico, and her mother and her, I still call her mom on Mother's Day, birthdays, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's, so that's what happened with that. So I wind up, going up there to see her one day, and then I guess that's when Prodigy was there, and he had walked in the door with a briefcase, a little briefcase, and so it was, funny to me, to see a little hood, dude come in with a Jerry curl with a briefcase, right? And so, me, I'm a nosy motherfucker. I'm curious like Joe, like, what's this briefcase? They got money, jackwood, whatever, right? But anyway, besides the joke and all that, I said, what you got in? He's like, I got raps in there. You got raps? What's raps? I'm being funny, because my dad was saying I watched his record, right? Hit records, you feel me? So I was, trying to pass through teas and pride about what was in the briefcase. And so I'm like, well, spit something. So he pulled out the briefcase, was in the kitchen, and the nigga started spitting, and it was hard, like sound like Rock Kim. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like that lyrically inclined.
Right.
And I said, man, you remind me of Eugene Records. Right. And so I just, I never done no music, knew nothing about, music business, nothing of that. But Prodigy was so talented with that wordplay, it gave me it inspired me to run my mouth and put my foot in my mouth. That's what it did. Right? And I said, man, you should let me get in, man. I said, I'll hook us up. I'm just running my mouth. I ain't never done that. I'm just lying my mouth.
Now you got to stand on it.
Thank you. But I got character. I care about, you know what I mean? And so when I say something, even though I didn't know what I was saying, I had one thing that I knew that I did have was I came from the music. You get it? So what I did know, I knew my Uncle Marshall.
Yeah, you knew you could get it.
And what, the stuff that I knew this group needed, I had already seen my dad and them do it.
Right.
So I had, how you see stuff. And
So real quick, what South Central Cartel hadn't formed, you just met Prod as a rapper.
Correct. This is Prodigy by himself.
Okay.
And so me and him talked, and I guess, what can you do when, you talking about somebody who really, you know what I'm saying? And then I said, yeah, you know, and then I had bragged about who my father was, right? And then down the road, as you know, we got down there, when I was at the halfway house, I cut and went to my dad's concert on Crenshaw, where they were doing the show with Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes and all that. And I brought Pride's sister, right? We was at the little show, and I was supposed to be at home, you know, the little thing from the halfway house weekend, but I didn't get to the show. But I invited the manager at the halfway house to come be at the show.
Right.
So I wasn't gonna get locked up. I was gonna cover with me because we at the concert together, right? So my dad come off the stage and kissed my girl, Bridget, Prodigy sister. She cried because she didn't know that my father was really a shot actor.
Right. Oh, so you stunned. So,
we there, man. We had a great time, and so eventually, you know, Pride, you know, and then that's when we started, you know, and we took a photo shoot, and we had our first name, and I bought some sweatsuits, some fever sweatsuits. I got a little name. That's when my name was MC Note. Pride was MC Death. Rhyme Son was MC Hell, and Chaos.
So it was you and Pride. How did y'all go?
He brought them in.
He brought them in.
He brought them in and said,
so he brought in Rhyme Son
and Chaos. That was it.
Okay. And Chaos was the DJ.
Right. Chaos was the DJ. And we did a photo shoot.
Okay.
We had finger waves, and I had bought the suits. And then when I went to the swap meet and had the Chinese lady to do the sweatsuits and put our names on because of, you know, me, I wanted to, you know.
You want the look.
I have a question, because you said you didn't know much of the music industry, but I feel like you watching your dad and still being around, because everything you're saying right now is branding, marketing.
That's what I say. Remember, I kept saying that I didn't know what I was doing, but I watched and see what they were doing. Right. But remember, I kept saying I was observing when Mama told me to make cereal.
You
get it?
Right. Those nuances.
This might be the craziest thing I'm gonna say in your interview. I can remember back when I was in my mama's stomach in blackness. I can remember when I first felt life.
Wow.
That's amazing, though.
And trust me, I battled with it. Blackness. But how would you know blackness? You have to feel this. You get it? And then eventually, I probably was born. Because I had to feel that energy. Life is energy. Everything you do in life is energy. I can't move my finger without the energy of me telling my brain the energy to move a finger. I cannot tell you my truth in this interview without the energy of having a great memory that I have. Out of everybody in the group, I got the best memory. None of them can remember. They can't remember half the stuff I did. You get it?
Right.
So, you know what I mean? And so me, I'm not the one that's in a competition for something.
So did you rap at a time?
No, I never rapped in my life.
So you came in.
Like talking.
So you met, So you came in. You
didn't have no rap position, didn't have no position. All I had was I was running my mouth position.
Got you. So you just kind of naturally fell into the financier, manager.
Yeah, because once Pride said, okay, cool, right? So now we got to do something, right? And so when he's told me about the other group members who he had been working with eventually. And that's when I wound up going down to the radio station to meet Lisa Cannon.
Okay.
That's when I had started being on the radio, trying to figure something out. Right. And then going to get the sweatsuits, setting up and finding a photographer to do photo shoots. And when we first we had the name Mafia Style and we had to debate that because it was a gang called Mafia Style with Mafia. You get it? And I knew the main guy from Mafia, Del Dog, from when I was in jail.
Right.
He took me under his wing because I was from Chicago and I'm up in the system not knowing what the going on. He like, you know, this nigga loose. He don't know nothing. Hey, nigga, don't you know your book supposed to be on that, nigga? We about to fight. And I'm like, really? Oh, let me put my shit. You know, I'm just saying that's the shit I had to learn.
And Del Dog was from Main Street. Right?
Yeah, rest in peace. Del Dog, Del Dog, Big Herb, I knew all of them. But I knew all of them from Del Dog. You get it? So when remember when I got out when I went to jail, that's when I met Del Dog. And when I got out, I didn't know that he was from Mafia.
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about no gang.
Right.
You get it?
Right.
And in 82 or 1, that shit was fresh.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Del Dog wasn't that old in 82 when I went to we was in Cedar. First we was in Cedar, and then we wound up going to Oakwood after you could do the little, pre-thing. And they had a little fight because it was the Super Bowl and they poured water in there. They want to watch racing. We want to watch the Super Bowl and they wound up pouring water in the TV.